So I got these M.2 docking stations here. We got two of them. One's a manufacturer of ORICO, and the other one is RIITOP or RIITOP, however you want to pronounce that. And you will hear my voice go in and out. It's because I've been dealing with an illness for the past week and a half, and I'm just starting to get over it. So bear with me on the audio of my voice. It's going to sound a little bit different with some coughs in there. So excuse that. But if you want to learn a little bit more about these M.2 docking stations, I think you're going to have a couple different options here. There are more options than just this, but I feel that these will cover a lot of the basis of the rest of them. So if you want to learn a little bit more about these, stick around and I'm going to show you. All right, well, let's start with this one, the RIITOP or the RIITOP. So this one, you can see it's a single port in here. This is a single port, so it accepts M.2, but it accepts both the NVMe or the SATA version of the M.2, which means you can put either one of these guys in it. So you can see that this one's got two notches in it. More likely that indicates that it is the SATA version, and with one usually indicates that it is the NVMe version. Not in every aspect, but 90% of the aspects, that's what it means when you have those notches in those locations. So again, this one has an external USB that you would connect. This is a Type C right here. And there we go, it's focusing. And you would connect that to either Type A or Type C on the other end to your computer. Excuse me for the coughing. It's going to happen a few times. My voice is still going to go in and out. So you're going to see that there's a kind of a notched way on this. So this would go in just like so. And you just put it in like that. And that's how it stays in there. It's going to be a little loose. Oh. Let's get it so we can show you, right? So again, just like that. And that's how it goes. And the same goes for the SATA version. Just like that. And that's how easy those are. Now, this one is only going to read and write. So you can read and you can write to it. That's going to be it. You're not going to... You could also do a clone to it. But that's going to be the basics of this. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like an external USB storage. If you got one of these, that's what you could use it for. You could just put it on your desk and have extra storage right there. It's got open airflow. It should stay fairly cool. Unless you want to put one with a heat sink on it, you know, maybe you got a little bit more powerful one. But again, these speeds aren't going to be anything crazy. So if you put a SATA one in here, it's only going to run at the max SATA speeds, which you're going to be expecting about somewhere between 450 and 550 megabytes per second. Now, if you put an NVMe M.2 in there, you can expect speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second, which is about 1,024 megabytes per second. That's the max that's going to read. Even though this Samsung 980 Pro can reach speeds of 7,000 or 7,000 reads and 5,000-ish writes. So you just got to keep that in mind. It's not going to go at the speeds that are advertised, except for the SATA ones. Moving on. Now here we have the ORICO. I've always been a fan of the ORICO. I'm fans of other ones too, but I have a lot of ORICO stuff. This one in particular is only NVMe. That's it. No SATA. You cannot put the ones with the two notches. You can't put these in there. So, want to get this out and test it out. This one's also a max of 10 gigabits per second or 1024 megabytes per second. So still that's going to be your max. This one is a dual. It also has offline cloning capabilities. So even if, as long as you have your power connected to this, you can put two NVMe's in there, and you can clone one to the other. So you have the exact same duplicate. Just got to make sure that you have it in the correct slot. As we open it up here, you can see the size of it. It's pretty small. It's actually not that much bigger than this guy. And except the way you put these in. Here's our 980. Oh, well, let's talk about this first. So on here, you have right here, you have where it says source, right there, and over on the other side, target. And then up top here, you have your start button. You have percentages. So you have all the way from 25, 50, 75, and 100%. Now that's when you're doing your offline cloning. So let's say you got this guy, and you want to clone, actually, let's put it this way. This one's an older one. This one's a Samsung 960 EVO, and still works great, but it's only 250 gigabytes. So, but we want to put all the data from this on our new drive, which is the 980. So you're going to take where it says source right there, and you're going to put the one that has your data on it, just like that, and then you're just going to push it down like that, and that's how easy it goes in. And then you're going to take your target drive, so we want all the data to go on to this one, and we're going to put it in just like that, and then it's kind of bouncy, it's normal, and then just a little bit of pressure. Now those are locked in, ready to go. Now what you would do is what comes in the kit. We have USB type C to A, and then we have a USB type C to type C. We have our plug here that you have to put the American side part on here, and this just kind of goes in there and clicks into place pretty easily. This side, obviously, plug into the wall, and then you're going to take your DC. I don't know if I showed you the front of that, but you have your DC input right here. You have your USB port, and then you have your on and off. That's your on and off. So if we plug that in just like that, we plug this side into the wall, turn the power on, and then all you would do is hit the start button, and now you'll see the progression LEDs start transferring over all the data from this one to this one. And we'll demonstrate that. I want to make sure that there's nothing on this, and that way you have an idea of what this is capable of. So I want to show you this one set up first. We do have an LED indicator on this, so when we go ahead and we plug it in to here, you should be able to see that LED right there. And now it's starting to work. It flashed once. It's flashing. And yes, it popped up where it's showing me a Cronus C drive. So I have a backup on here apparently. I forgot about that. So that's it. You can actually unplug these just like this. As long as you're not reading or writing to it, you can unplug them safe like that. Now, with this one, you can do the exact same thing as just plug it into a computer. We don't need to. Well, actually, you know what? I am going to. I want to see what's on that drive. So, before... Actually, you know what? I'll plug it into this one. We're going to see exactly what's on this one. And if there is anything, I'm going to delete it. And we'll see if... okay, it's empty. So there's nothing in it. So we're just gonna yank this out. And we're gonna see how long this takes to properly clone this over. All right, guys, so I have this plugged in, but it doesn't come with a very long cord, so you just gotta be mindful of that. It's probably only about 3.5 feet or so. But on the top, we have our power button that I'm gonna push right back here, and something should light up. Okay, the power button back here lit up right next to it. It might be hard to see. Yep, there you go. It lit up right there. Oh, and actually it did light up on front. So we have our source and we have our target. There you go. Give you a little shadow. All right, so that's going. And now all I'm gonna do is push the start button, and it should go on its own. And I'm waiting for it to do something. I haven't seen it do anything yet. Okay, so you gotta love instructions. Sometimes you just need to resort to them, but in here it does tell you that I did it all correctly up to the point on where we need to hit the start button, and what we need to do is hold down for 5 seconds. It's not just a click and release. You actually have to hold down for 5 seconds. So I want to see, all right, I want you to see the LEDs on the percentage start. So let's see, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And there we go. And now we are cloning from this drive, the 250 gig, over to here. Now, being mindful of this, because this isn't using software, your source drive has, or excuse me, your target drive has to be the same size or larger, because this is going sector by sector. This is not just cloning just the data, to my understanding. So you have to be aware of that. So let's see how long this takes. I'll probably stop and time this. We're only talking about 10-20 seconds now. So while my timer is going, you can actually add about 20 or 30 seconds to that, because it took me some time to get my phone and then hit the stopwatch. But we're already at 75. We're working on the 75% LED right now. And there you go. That's the third line in. Now this does, I just want to talk about this for a minute. This does appear to get pretty warm. You know, of course, so do the SSDs, or the, well, yeah, SSDs, but so do the M.2s, the NVMe's. So the whole body of this is pretty warm, and I think a lot has to do with the circuitry inside. It's not just the M.2s itself. Now we're working on the 100%, and I don't think this makes a noise or anything when it's complete. I think it's just going to go solid 100% on the last. You can see the last one is going right now. We have the fourth one flashing. So I think probably within another 20-30 seconds this thing should be done, maybe. I don't know, I'm guessing of how fast it's been going, but about every 30-40 seconds it seems like it's hit its next tier here. So but it's not a bad design, but like I said, it does get really warm. It's getting almost close to where you wouldn't want to touch it. So maybe, there we go, 100% done. And if we add, what is that, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So let's just say an even 3 minutes to copy over. Now, this, again, was 250 gigs sector by sector. It didn't have a lot of data on it either. It just had a copy of Windows 10 on it. So that's going to copy over pretty fast. So if you had a lot more data, you can expect the times to increase from there. But basically, to get another drive, this drive originally came off of this board here, and I just wanted to see how fast it would copy and make sure it would copy over. Obviously, we would have to test this, but I'm pretty confident it's going to. I don't have any concerns with that. Otherwise, I'd have to hook that all up and test it out. But what we could do is, since this drive was empty, is let's push the power button off. Let's disconnect the power. Let's remove the drive now that should have Windows stuff on it. Now, this is pretty hot right now. But let's put this in the computer. I got to switch over my input. Let's see if we got any data on this. Let's see what's in there. All right, so we do. We have NVIDIA files now. We have some logs, profile files, or program files, x86 user folder, and Windows folder. So it looks like it copied over the entire drive, which I don't see a difference. And we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows, or 6 folders, excuse me. And if we took this other drive and we stuck it in this guy, same exact ones, same exact folders. So I don't have any reason to believe that this wouldn't work at this point. And the only other thing we did not try is, if you want to, and I'll show you, we're going to put now the 980 into the source drive, and we're going to connect this to the computer just to make sure this actually works and functions with the computer too. Now, I know I'm not showing you this stuff, but you shouldn't have any reason to believe that I'm not being sincere. I'm just waiting for this to... Oh, we may have to turn this on, or I might have to plug this in while it's on. See? Lessons. So we got it connected to the computer. Now we got it powered. Okay, now the power is coming on. Okay, we just heard the computer, and it shows the exact same. So, yeah, looking good. All right, guys, so there you go. That's both of them. One does one thing and supports both SATA and NVMe M.2s, and this one NVMe only, and it does offline cloning in addition to reading and writing directly to and from this device hooked up to the computer. So, you know, kind of take your pick. This will be great for clients or something I got to do off the shelf, run quick with any of my PCs. But yeah, that's the story with both of those guys. So that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions about any of these, I hope I didn't miss anything. Excuse me. I hope I did not miss anything too important with these. But I talked about the speed. The quality seems actually pretty nice, especially with this one. This one really seems solid. This one does too. I don't know what's in it. They wouldn't make this easy. You probably got to peel these things off the back, and I'm not going to open this up just to see what's in it. But they do make bigger ones and smaller ones and everything else in between. But I don't have an issue with these so far. That was my first experience with them. So again, that's it for me for this video. Feel free to comment down below, and with any questions I might be able to answer. Again, those comments are held for review, so I have to approve of them before they are posted. So it could take up to 24 hours before I see them, read them, approve them, excuse me, and then comment back on them if it, you know, requires a comment. So other than that, please like this video if you would, and share this video with your family and friends, and give this thing a thumbs up, please. Also, hopefully the sickness is going to go away quick, and my next video, depending on if I shoot it now, my voice is going to be back to normal where I'm not coughing and sounding like something ridiculous. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. Until next time, guys, take care.